Okay, so let's quickly go through submitting the homework for week number 2. Log into your courses.bootcampspot.com, go to your dashboard, then go to the bootcamp class, and then scroll down to week number 2 challenge, which is module 2 challenge right here. All right, this week we're going to be assessing security culture. This week we learned about security culture and how to promote it within organizations. It's important that all employees are aware of common security risks that treat security seriously. The majority of cyber attacks aim to exploit human weaknesses with methods like phishing. For this reason, people are most often the weakest link in an organization's security defenses. In this week's scenario, employees at Silvercorp are increasingly using their own personal devices for company work. Specifically, over half of all employees check their work, email, and communications via Slack on their personal mobile devices. Another 25% of employees are doing work-related activities using work accounts and work-related applications on their personal phone. Allowing sensitive work information to be shared on employees' personal devices has a number of security implications. This week, you must research these security risks and use the security culture framework to develop a plan to mitigate the concerns. Instructions: complete the following steps and list your answers to each question in the Module 2 challenge submission file. I will show that file to you in a moment. Remember to make a copy of the submission file before filling out your answers. I will show you how to do that and how to share it so that the graders have access to be able to read it and comment on it. This document will be the extent of your deliverable for this week's challenge. All right, so the first set of questions are for step number 1, are based around step number 1, measuring and setting goals. They want you to answer the following questions. Number 1, use outside research, indicate the security risks of allowing employees to access work information on their personal devices. Identify at least 3 potential attacks that can be carried out. Based on the previous scenario, what is the preferred employee behavior? That's question number 2. So, for example, if employees were downloading suspicious email attachments, the preferred behavior would be that employees only download attachments from trusted sources. Question number 3, what methods would you use to measure how often employees are currently not behaving according to the preferred behavior? For example, conduct a survey to see how often people download email attachments from unknown senders. Question number 4 in the step 1 section, what is the goal that you would like to the organization to reach regarding this behavior? For example, to have less than 5% of employees downloading suspicious email attachments. All right, so in the step number 2 area, involving the right people, now that we have the right goal in mind, who needs to be involved? So in question number 5, you're going to list at least 5 employees or departments that should be involved. And for each person or department, describe in 2 to 3 sentences what their role and responsibilities will be. And in step number 3, the training plan. So training is a part of any security culture framework plan. How will you train your employees on this security concern? In your submission file, which again, I'm going to show you in a minute, describe the following. In question number 6, how frequently will you run the training? What format will it take? Like, will it be in person, online, combination of both? What topics will you cover in question number 7 in your training and why? This should be the bulk of your deliverable this week. Question number 8, after you've run your training, how will you measure its effectiveness? This portion will require additional outside research on the topic so that you can lay out a clear and thorough training agenda. All right, bonus questions, other solutions. Training alone often isn't the entire solution to a security concern. So in question number 9, list at least 2 other potential solutions. For each of those 2 potential solutions, answer the following questions. What type of control is it? Administrative, technical, physical, or one of the others that we talked about? If you don't remember what some of those are, either go back through the slides or just do a Google search on, types of security controls and just say administrative, technical, and physical, and then, hit enter, and it should come up with documents that include all kinds of security controls. These are some of the main ones, though, the administrative, technical, and physical. That's why those are the main ones that we covered in class. There just isn't enough time to cover all of the possible, types of controls. What goal does this control have? Is the goal preventive? Is it deterrent? Is it detective? Is it corrective? Or is it compensating? This one should be one of these five. So choose one of these five and answer that question. And also they want to know what is the advantage of each solution. And finally, they want to know what is one disadvantage of each solution. So they want to know what is one advantage and what is one disadvantage of each of these solutions that you're going to come up with. All right, so submission guidelines. After you complete your submission file, title it with the following format: your name, and then assessing security culture. Make sure to set the permissions on your Google document so that anyone can view and comment on your document. Then submit your URL of your submission, the link to your Google file document through Canvas. All right, so let me show you how to access the document where you're going to be answering these questions. So let's go ahead and copy this template for the name we're supposed to name the file. Let's scroll back up and choose the Module 2 Challenge Submission file. And it's going to come up with a warning just letting you know we're going to a site outside of Canvas or Bootcamp Spot. I'm going to say OK because it's Google Drive. It's just opening the document that we need to complete our homework. OK, so here is the Module 2 Challenge Submission file. And as you can see, it is the main copy. So we need to make a copy of this. We don't want to update this one, and actually we can't update it. So let's go ahead and make a copy, do a file, make a copy, and go ahead and paste in what we copied out of the template from the instructions. And I'm going to go ahead and take off the greater than sign and space at the end. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to wipe out everything to the beginning of the line, and I'm going to put in my name now, Corbin Kirst. So your document now should be titled your first name at your last name, and then assessing security culture. All right, you can save it in your main drive, but let me show you how to save it in a subdirectory on your Google Drive. So let's go ahead and click on my drive. Let's click on my drive again here. Then let's click on the plus. Just real quick before we click on the plus though, last week I should have created a directory or a folder called Cybersecurity Bootcamp. Under that subdirectory or folder, I should have put the week 1 homework. Unfortunately, I have it on the main root of the Google Drive. I'm going to leave it there this week. Maybe next week we'll look into moving it. So let's go ahead and create this one on this same area. So I clicked on the plus, and now I'm going to say week 2 homework. And I'm going to click on the check mark to confirm it. And then I'm going to click on select to confirm that, to copy it here, and then go ahead and make the copy. All right, so here is the document. We can now edit it because we now own this copy of the file. So in the first question, I'm just going to show you kind of how to fill it out. Let's go ahead and select the enter answer here, and I'm just going to say 1 dot, and then I'm going to say this is, so question number 1, just real quick. Using outside research, indicate the potential security risks of allowing employees to access work information on their personal devices. They want you to identify at least 3 potential attacks that can be carried out. Okay, so we want to name 3 attacks. So I will just say this is attack number 1. And of course, you will enter like a real attack there. And then number 2, I will say this is attack number 2. And this is attack number 3. And of course, you can answer more. They're just saying provide at least 3, minimum. So if you can think of more, hey, that's even better. All right. And then we can go down and fill these in the same way to answer all of our questions. All right. So now to submit this challenge file is to go up here to the share. We want to go down here where it says general access and change it from restricted to anyone with link. And then remember, they asked us to make it to where the graders can comment on it. So let's change it from viewer to commenter. And then let's copy the link. This link is what we're going to turn in. And once you copy that link, you can say done. And let's go back and submit it. So let's go back to Canvas. Let's go ahead and scroll back to the top. So we need to actually start the assignment because you'll see at the bottom right now, there's nowhere to enter, our link for our homework. So scroll to the top. Let's go ahead and start our assignment. And before we do that, though, you can see this one is due this coming Thursday by 11:59 p.m. It's 100 points. And it says to submit this homework, you will enter in a text entry box a website URL. So that's what we're going to do right now. So click on Start Assignment. Let's go ahead and scroll to the bottom if it doesn't take you there automatically. We don't want text entry here, though. We want website URL. And then we're going to paste the URL that we just copied a minute ago. So go ahead and paste that here. And then if you have any comments for the grader, like anything special that or specific that you want them to know about your homework, like if you had any problems with anything or you wanted to highlight something, we can put that here. So I will just say, this is a comment for the grader. And go ahead and click on assignment. And your assignment is now submitted for the week. All right, we will see you on Monday. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.